Next up in my final review series is Estonia. It's Tommy Cash singing Espresso Macchiato. We're going to check out his performance from the grand final, see what went right, what went wrong, and also talk about what Estonia could do next year. So let's kiki. Hi, my name is Tom. I'm an Irish Eurovision analyst, and you can find all this stuff on my Eurovision channel. So I don't know why I left this so long to do, because this is actually, some people would argue, the televote winner this year. So yeah, it's about time that I did this. Thank you to someone leave me a comment down below reminding me that I hadn't checked this out yet. If there are any big ones I'm missing, keep commenting. I do actually base what I review in this series off of a lot of the comments. Someone gives me an idea and I do it. As always, I'll leave as much of the original audio and visuals in as I'm allowed to. If I need to make changes, it's up on my Patreon. Tommy Cash, Espresso Macchiato, wanna know my secret fan? That looks almost like more like Finland than Estonia. There's not enough black in it. Wonderful beginning. Really wonderful. The drama with the red curtain, giving that this is like over the top drama theater, you're gonna get something big. And then the silhouette of him with the poise and everything down to his finger, it's giving a little bit of Nightmare Before Christmas, this kind of like very slim figure silhouette with these two security guards, this big spotlight. Total attention grabber to start off. You know that something big is coming and he delivers on that. So really clever opening scene. A lot of mystery, a lot of intrigue. People at home, casuals, are like, who is this person? And another one out, and then we get the introduction. It's Tommy Cash. We have it written on the thing, and we have this kind of like gold, kind of trashy looking Las Vegas casino vibe. So I think he's not taking himself too seriously. You know, this is fun. This isn't highbrow. There's going to be some self-deprecation here. Winner's Cafe. The confidence, the cockiness, a lot of people like that. And throughout the whole season, he had his Eurovision winner, or I can't remember what he said, something random posted, didn't he, about winning Eurovision. And the thing is that like nothing happened there for 30 seconds, but this still won the televote. People were totally transfixed. That is intriguing people, getting their attention in, even though not very much was happening there. That was maybe 20 seconds. And we have him singing to the cup. And you can hear his vocals are weak, which a lot of people have been dragging for the whole season. Televoters don't care. They want to be entertained. Some televoters care, obviously, about vocals, but I don't think that they care as much. And we have his I love Eurovision post-it on his chest. No camera contact yet. Into the dancing. The dancing's wonderful. It's really fun. We've got that really fun, accessible beat. And then we've got the scene put on because with the Winners Cafe, we get the security guards. Who are they? What are they going to do? There's a mystery here that's grabbing your attention. You want to know what's going on. Who is this person? Why has he got bodyguards? And this dancing is just subverting your expectations because you're thinking he's in a suit. He's got all of this pomp around him. Maybe he's going to be this big shot, but actually he's doing this crazy, wacky dancing instead. Beautiful runway there. I wonder if this is a reference to Las Vegas, because that looks like a very dry kind of desert scape in this almost like a runway for plane as well. Espresso Macchiato. First look towards the camera, and we've got a kiss as well. Another coffee. Yeah, it's just very quirky. We've got the security guards doing more now. The cafe's opened up. There's development. He's been frisked. You know, the fact is, there's humor here and it's working. This clearly landed with a lot of people. And if you go on the Eurovision station and try to be funny and it doesn't work, oh, it's Flopfest. It's Flop City. And he pulled this off. So fair play to him for being able to read the room about what was going to work. And, you know, that comes from his knowledge of having tried lots of things in the past and doing a lot of humor and knowing what lands with some people and what doesn't. And this is what a lot of people tune into Eurovision for. Actually, like in the LEDs here, we see as he comes up, all the things fly up into the air as well. I actually quite like the LEDs. They're very different from everyone else, with a lot of abstract, beautiful LEDs this year. But this is more literal. It looks more like a real scenescape, more photographic. We do have a giant coffee cup coming up there on the left side of the screen. But yeah, this is just a totally different vibe from everyone this year. I love the guard getting down onto the ground so that Tommy doesn't have to touch the ground. He gets the step down on his back. And we have some old school Eurovision style peekaboo from behind, which is actually really well done there. Nice choreography in one wave and then the double-sided one as well. And those LEDs are really beautiful now. And the way that we transition as well with that V on the ground. There's a lot of like organization here. So this isn't just them coming up and being lazy and kind of taking the piss. There's a lot of thought into the LEDs and the choreography and wherever people are standing. It looks super clean, which offsets the humor. If you see someone coming on stage and they're doing humor and it looks like they haven't tried, it looks like they're taking the piss out of the contest. Whereas when everything is really, really, really well organized, very similar to Kai, it makes it like, okay, no, there's a lot of work and respect put into this joke. And the work that they put in implies that they do respect the contest that they're on. It gives it a totally different vibe. More dancing. We have the plane. And we have this introduction of this. I love Tommy. Can I dance to you? This golpified me in the press time, the first time we saw it. And the plane doing the bouncing, dancing. Really epic. Totally different from everyone else. He's just trying to appeal to an audience. And he's totally got the niche to himself. Espresso Macchiato. Looks a tiny bit nervous, actually. And we have the Tommy coming in. LEDs are really fun, super unique. Oh, the hopscotch. God, I didn't even remember about the hopscotch part. That's really cool as well. Nice use of the LED. Again, it looks expensive. This is the constant thread. Looking expensive, looking prepared, looking well designed. Offsetting the humor. Oh, and we have a jumping. It's well done. It's well done. You know, the goofy guy saying, get out. And then he allows her to come and jump on him. So, like, obviously the first time we saw this in the press room, we knew that it was staged because no one was allowed in and there was no audience. And she was just standing there on her own. But we were gawped. Like, we were full on guffawing laughing. And that's coming from family who in general have been way more negative towards this than the general. I've been pretty positive toward this. I really enjoy his point of view. I think it's super unique. But generally, the fandom, way more lukewarm. And they still got a big reaction in the fan viewing. And she's gonna dance there. Oh, she's so good as well. I love it. Like, it's just so joyful. That dancing with her, and the fact that they're doing the dancing, which they did at the start. And he's a good dancer as well, actually. And then cutting away then into the coffee. That's a really beautiful visual, actually. That coffee grinding, all those different ombres of brown. And this coffee explosion on the back. Espresso Macchiato. Do you know that's funny? I didn't realize how kind of nervous he was. His vocals were like he's not a singer. The vocals aren't amazing, but yeah, he was off a little bit there. Coffee for everybody, okay, and still in character right up until the end. So for me, this was the televote winner. Look, people might have different opinions on this, but for me, the vote manipulation from Israel is not a true televote winner. This won the televote, in my opinion. So for him to do that is incredibly impressive, and he did it over such a large margin over Kai. He got 258 points and Kai got 195, so he really just resonated even more. This felt a little bit more cool than what Kai did, but really huge credit to Tommy Cash, because myself included, when we saw the staging in SD Lal, I thought, oh, this is not what I expected. It's good, but it's not as good as I hoped and expected. I thought he was going to do something really artistic and avant-garde, and instead he went for something that was a lot more self-deprecating humor, more characterization. But it totally worked. People love this. So early in the running order, this was the third song. This was the third song. I'm not sure why they put him so early. My guess is that they didn't expect that he was going to have such a big televote score. Yeah, I don't know what the logic was to put him so early. What do you think? Leave me something down below. Do you think there was some strategizing there from the producers in terms of trying to slightly help other winners? Some people saying that putting Estonia out early was a way for them to help Kai potentially win. What do you think? But like, huge respect to him and his instincts, because they were right. He, despite all the criticism saying this isn't working, he stuck with his guns. He put out something and people love this. This won the televote. It got points from every single televote country apart from France. I don't know why. French people, no. And also got points from the rest of the world as well. So that is incredible, having your finger on the pulse. You know, you look at the other countries that did well in the televote. Israel didn't get points from Armenia or Croatia or Poland. Austria didn't get points from Luxembourg and Sweden, UK and Estonia. And then Sweden didn't get points from France again. What the hell was up with the French televote, by the way? They said no thank you to Sweden, no thank you to Estonia. So clearly the French audience not liking humor whatsoever. But yet this got the points from most televote countries. Another reason for me why it is the true televote winner. I feel so sorry for him that he came third instead of second, because he should have come second. He was only 1 point behind Israel. Again, this total manipulation of the votes, which I think is completely against the spirit of the contest. Israel trying to use the contest for political gain. Yeah, this was the real second place. So sad for him that he was 1 point off having that official silver medal, because he really deserved it, because this was so popular. And it's been doing really well on streaming as well. And he was also robbed of his split screen as well. He deserved to be in the split screen up against JJ. That would have been a more fun, more representative, the jury winner up against the real televote winner. So such a shame that that moment was taken away from him. Again, hopefully something's going to change in how the televote's been politicized for next year. Okay, shout out to the reorder board for making these graphics. Let's look first at the jury. And this actually did pretty well with the jury, which was a huge surprise for a lot of people, including myself. 10 points from Belgium, 10 points from Italy. So the Italian, despite all the controversy of the lyrics of the song, some Italians were really unhappy with it. This did really well with the Italian jury. We got 7s from Lithuania, Azerbaijan, San Marino and Slovenia. We had no 6s. We had 5s from Croatia, Switzerland, Ukraine. We had 1-4 from Finland, 3s from Malta, Serbia, Austria, Iceland, Australia, UK, Luxembourg and Portugal. 2 from Armenia, and then 1 from Latvia. So there's a lot of countries, a lot of juries gave this point. So let's look at the countries that didn't. Montenegro putting in 12th, Israel putting in 14th, Poland 15th, Sweden 11th, Georgia 12th, Greece 12th, Netherlands 17th, Cyprus 16th, Spain 24th. So that's second last out of 25. Ireland putting in 11th, Denmark 16th, Czechia 18th, Albania 18th, Germany 15th, and France again. France hating this, putting in 21st. So you can see that it's actually a pretty big spread around Europe as well. This wasn't like just in the East or just in the West or the North. This is countries from all over Europe that like this or didn't like this. Meanwhile, with the televote, you can see this is just across the board. We have 12s from Croatia, Malta, Serbia, Armenia, Latvia. Again, with Israel taking up so many of the 12s with this vote manipulation, it's really incredible that he still managed to get 5 12s. Really incredible from him. 10 points from Lithuania, Montenegro, Israel, Poland. 8s from Azerbaijan, Finland, Austria, Sweden, Georgia, Greece, Netherlands. Again, a really good spread there. Not too much focus on one region or compass point in Europe. 7 from Cyprus, Iceland, Italy. 7 from Italy, maybe would expect a tiny bit more. Norway, San Marino, Slovenia and Spain. 6 from Australia, Czechia, Denmark, Ireland and the UK. So you can say that kind of like Nordic pot, and Ireland and UK all kind of in the same spot. Albania, Luxembourg giving it 5, Germany giving it 4, and then down 2 points from Belgium, rest of the world, Switzerland and Ukraine. 1 from Portugal. You kind of expect this is very un-Portuguese. You'd never get something like this in festival that cancels out. But you can see the only country that didn't give it any points was France, 14th in their televote as well. So yeah, really interesting that France just didn't like the humor entry as well. I probably will do a Kai video, even though not much changed, just because I want to talk about next year. But yeah, this average jury rank was 10.2, which is really good. 98 jury points. So universal acclaim. Well done to Tommy. Okay, so what are we going to see from Estonia next year? We're going to have ST Lau again, of course. If anything, this proved that Estonia is never going to internally select, because this is one of their biggest star, if not the biggest star, and he still had to go through ST Lau. Again, shout out to him for having the humility to do that. He didn't have to do that. He's got plenty of things going on. He wanted to go to the contest. He was willing to put himself through the national final. And a lot of countries like Ireland, UK, we can't get our big artists to go through our national finals because I just think they're too arrogant. They're a bit too like, I'm above this. I don't want to have to go through that. Whereas he was willing to take the risk of entering the national final against a lot of artists who don't have the same reach as he does. So this is the thing, is that there was this dialogue in the fandom that he's like this really arrogant person, but that is not something that a super arrogant person does. If anything, the Ireland and UK is one example. I'm sure there's other countries as well. Germany, I think, is probably another one. Lots of countries whose top artists will never, ever touch the national final because they've got too much ego. And he didn't have that. He was willing to go through that. So I think that deserves a huge shout out. I think Esty Lau will continue as normal next year. I don't really know if there's another big person who could come in, but this is really wonderful that they got a top 3 finish. I say second place, other people say third place, because that's really, really huge showing. One of the things I was talking about with Estonia in the past is that they can get into the top 10, but not into the top 5. You know, this is their first time in the top 5 since they hosted in 2002, where they came 3rd. So, you know, they've been 6th with Urban Symphony, 6th with Art Lepland, 7th with Alina Borg and Stig Resta, 8th with Liliana Nicheva, and 8th with Alika Bridges. So plenty of top 10 finishes, and that's down to their fabulous national final, Esty Lau, which, despite the fact Estonia has a population of, I think, 1.3 million, is constantly churning out quality entries most years. Wonderful qualification record for a country that is so small. Definitely Estonia punches above their weight. And I love this podium finish for them because it's rewarding them for their consistency. And it really shows that Estonia can win again. I would love another small country to win soon. We haven't had it in such a long time. When was the last time we had a small country win? When I say small, I mean kind of like 5 million or less. Because Switzerland is 9 million. Austria is 9 million. I'm trying to think, when was the last time we had 5? Croatia and Finland both would have been 5, but they were second place. Portugal's 11 million. I think you have to go all the way back to Denmark. Denmark, 6 million. That's the last time we had a kind of like smaller. Sweden's 10.5 million. I think Norway as well in 2009. Yeah, 5.5. So really, like, we haven't had a small country win in ages. So it would have been, it's so wonderful to see that a country even smaller than that was able to get second place. Really fabulous. I'm still assuming we're going to be back to normal with Estonia though. Really high quality Esty Lau. They'll qualify, maybe potential to be top 10. I'm not expecting Estonia to be consistently in that podium position. Again, this is the first time in 23 years that they've been on the podium. Hopefully it's not another 20 years until the next time, but I'm not expecting something as well. A lot of this was down to Tommy Cash being one of their top stars, having this incredible finger on the pulse of what would entertain Europeans all across Europe, east to west, north to south. I don't think there's that many artists who have that level of intuitiveness. But yeah, he kind of continues on this streak we've had, you know, with him, and then last year with Joost and Baby Lasagna. The year before we had Karia. So we've had these kind of bad boys who are really doing well in the televote. Tommy Cash carries on that torch. Okay, that's what I thought about Tommy Cash singing Espresso Macchiato. What did you think? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you to those who've been supporting me on PayPal and Buy Me Coffee. If you want to support the channel, I'll leave you a QR code over here and a link in the description. And of course, thank you to all my wonderful patrons who keep the channel going in the off season. They're absolutely vital right now. Thank you so much for your support. But thank you so much for being here, and I've seen another Eurovision Last This video very soon. Goodbye.